Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Review anything and everything. Today we're getting into another Hot Wheels unboxing and review. This is from the Power Trip line from their Hot Wheels Premium. So these ones have real riders. That is when you have the rubber tires. And then also when it says metal, right here it says metal, metal, it means metal on metal. The base, which sometimes is plastic on some of the cars, where the top is metal, is also metal, if I'm not mistaken. So, but we'll see once I open it up to confirm, because I never actually paid attention to confirm it. This is the 2008 Mercedes-Benz CLK63 AMG Black Series. Now, I like the way this car looks. We're gonna unbox it in a moment, get into it in detail, but I like the way this car looks. I was a really big fan of the C63 model that came out around 2012 year, though this one looks really nice and has a similar vibe to it, but that one was one of my favorites, and I actually have that, which I'm going to unbox later on the channel when I get a chance, so stay tuned for that one. But yes, they don't really produce a lot of Mercedes-Benz for Hot Wheels, and I don't know why, because the fact that you produce some means you have access to the license, but you don't produce that many. You see a lot more of the BMW, and not to say all BMWs, but you get their more sporty premium one, you know, like fast cars that people think of, like the M series, the M3. Then when they came out with the M4, they did the M4. They have, is there M5? I don't know if they did an M5. But nonetheless, you know, the ones that people want. So Mercedes, I feel like they don't even get the C63s every iteration, or you know, any other version of the 63s, which was always their kind of equivalent to the M badge. So it was very interesting. Now this shows you what they have on the back, all the different cars there. Now, one thing I don't like when it comes to the premium line packaging is that even though they do tell you all the other cars that are in the collection, I do wish that they told you a little bit of the specs of the car, the way some of the mainline ones, you know, they're not going to show the entire collection because the main line is a huge collection, but they'll show details on the car. Here you can see the BMW M3. They don't say the year on that one, but these other ones all have a year. And here you can see on the back of the packaging, it says AMG because of the car. So it's specifying, you know, not the advertisement of the other cars in it. I just recently did an unboxing of, okay, actually, no, I'm sorry. I just did an unboxing of the Grand Cherokee of this line. And it actually says AMG on the back too. So I guess that's the only one where they really had to, I don't know. You see the Jeep emblem there and stuff like that. So I guess, I don't know if some of them it's harder to get the licensing over others. I don't know why the AMG and the Mercedes-Benz is sticking out so much on this. You have it all there inside the text, where the Jeep, the Ford, the BMW is just a small little icon. So that's interesting. So that kind of goes back to what I was just saying there. And we're gonna rip into this one right now. I'm gonna cut into it from here. Let's hope that I don't damage it. Now this knife is not very sharp, but I always use this knife for my unboxing because I don't like to make any of my other knives unsharp. So I try to just stick with the same one, but it doesn't cut as well though, which can be a bad thing. Now, there's different ways you guys could go about if you want to save your cards. What I normally do, and the premium ones, I thought about doing this differently before, but I'm just going to kind of stay consistent with what I do, is I normally cut here, and I'll do that after the video. I cut here, right at that line of where the plastic is, and I'll just keep the top of the card because it's easier to store. You could do the whole thing like this, but once you rip this piece off to make it more easier to store, storage friendly, you usually get like an ugly rip here, and at that point it's like it doesn't have the same weight, you know, to as far as like storage wise. You'll see what I mean. Look, you have these things like this can happen, and now all of a sudden there's no point to keep this bottom piece. So I usually just cut here. It makes it easier to store, and I just throw them in a Ziploc bag along with all the mainline ones, which I do the same. But anyway, here we go. Let me get this name again. This is the CLK63 AMG. I'm less familiar with that line and more just familiar with the C class, the E class, and you know, like S class and stuff like that. So this was one of those ones that kind of went outside of those realms, and I'm not sure where that fell into the price range, but I know that the C63 moniker meant that it is their better engine and whatnot. I think the 63 stood for 6.3 liter, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I love the look at this. The decals, very good. You got the real rider wheels. It's a shame that the pricing on these have gone up in general for their premium line. Here you can see. Yep, metal on the bottom. Not plastic. And since you're paying for the premium price, you want that. But generally speaking, I don't think it takes anything away from it on the main line when you have plastic on the bottom. But what I will say is that I wish that the main line just gave us more, like I wish there would be like a regular version of all, the mainline version of all the cars that you get the premium version for. Not to take away for the uniqueness, but sometimes you just want the car. You don't necessarily need the premium aspects of it. But it definitely is a nice looking car. I like the white color on this one. I like this type of car in white and black, red. I have like I mentioned before, I have a version in red, not this particular one, but a different Mercedes. And yeah, I really like the look at this. All right, you guys, as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and links gonna be in the description down below if it is available on Amazon. I'll catch you guys in the next video.